Hey everyone, it's Asia Dang and welcome to my new place and also a new budget video. I'm trying to decide if this is the background we want to stick with. What do we think? Kind of bedroomy vibes, but this is actually the living room. But anyways, I'm gonna do a full house tour. We are all settled in. It feels really, really, really good. Well, I'll get into it later in this budget. But yeah, this is a budget recap of October and then what I am hopefully going to be spending or not spending on in November. So let's just get started. For rent in October, I spent 30% of my income on rent. And that is because, you know, we moved to this place and unfortunately we still had our old 2-bedroom across the street from us. October 31st is the last day of that. So we had to pay a whole rent for an apartment we didn't even stay in. So that is a lot of money, but November and December are going to be really good for us rent-wise because a part of the deal for us moving into our new place is that we get 50% off our rent. So I am going to be spending probably the least amount of money on rent that I've ever spent in the past maybe 5 years. When I first moved to LA, I had a 1-bedroom apartment, like a full 1-bedroom apartment in Koreatown for $900, which cannot be beat. I am sorry. Did I have like one of those jailer bars on all of my windows? Absolutely. Did I have any natural light? No, but it was amazing. It was the first place I had completely by myself and it was only $900. So it won't be that low, my rent next month, but it will be, or will it? On a side note, when I lived in San Francisco, I had a rent-controlled, quintessential San Francisco walk up for $700. And to this day, still maybe one of my favorite places to live, all-time favorite places to live. I'm on a tangent, let's continue. Home, 17%, equipment, 7%, donations was only 2%. I'm sorry, but I was a little selfish this month because I had to be. Dogs, 3%, personal, 1%, dining out, 3%, groceries, 5%, investments, 40%, so that's still doing well, and then car, 6%, travel, 3%. Let's quickly go over a lot of things for home. Fortunately, in our last apartment, I bought most of the really heavy-duty, expensive items, and we were able to bring almost all of our furniture over. I did sell some items that a lot of you actually bought for me, so that's really cool. But I didn't really have to buy too much. I only had to buy one bookcase. Actually, I bought 2 bookcases, one from CB2, which was about $230, which is very nice. And then the other one, since I didn't want to spend that kind of money again, I bought from IKEA for $50. So those are the only 2 furniture items that I had to buy, and everything else that I had to buy for home are like decor pieces that, again, something that we can use at any location that we move to next. So a lot, but home decor prices are going to be 0 next in November, so I'm not too worried about that. Equipment, 7%, which I feel like 7 to 9% is kind of the percentage of what I normally spend on equipment. The equipment costs for me include any like equipment that I have to buy, but also payment for photographers or editors or graphic designers and all that stuff. So that's very all-encompassing. If you haven't watched my first episode of my budgeting series, please do that. I worked with Jenny. I uploaded it 2 weeks ago, and we helped her kind of figure out her expenses as a young mother and a small business owner, and I think she did an excellent job. If you've seen it, please let me know in the comments, and if you haven't, check it out. It's the last video I uploaded, and I would love to continue to do more episodes like this, but you gotta let me know, right? So let me watch the episode and let me know what you think. Donations, didn't really spend too much on donations. The only thing I've been donating to, the only thing I donated to in October were a lot of political campaigns. Dogs, 3%. So I am actually saving a lot of money on dogs in October because I started making my dogs their own treats. And it was very easy. I bought a dehydrator, I think earlier in the year, and I've been trying to like make treats for them, and they haven't really been liking them. But I realized that my issue is that I was cutting the meats too thick. So now I just take a frozen, I'm gonna do a whole video about this. It's gonna be on the 10 things that I no longer buy anymore. But I basically freeze chicken and then use a mandolin and thinly slice the chicken and put it in the dehydrator for like 3 hours, and they love them. So it's basically the cost of 2 pounds of chicken, and I can freeze it and, you know, just make them as they need, versus, so $3.50 a pound is where I get my chicken from. And then the dog treats that we normally buy them are like $11 for just a small little bag. So I've been saving quite a few bucks because I've been doing that. The groceries budget and the dining out budget for November is going to switch. No, it's going to stay the same, but dining out will be drastically lower and groceries is going to be drastically higher because Brian and I are doing a fitness challenge with our gym, F45, not sponsored. I just plug them, I guess. But basically, we're just eating very clean, and we're only on day Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, day 4. And I would say I feel pretty good. I mean, it's just like eating healthy, non-processed foods. And I feel like Brian and I always ate kind of healthy, but Brian has a major sweet tooth, so he's always eating cereal and always eating like ice cream and all that stuff, and I have a very salty tooth, so I love chips. So it's just kind of cutting out those kind of things, and so far so good. We're only on day 4. So investments 40%. I'm still trying to, I think I mentioned this, I don't know where I mentioned this, but I am kind of significantly behind on my investment goal for the year, and I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna be too hard on myself because the year has been kind of a dumpster fire of a mess, but I was still able to contribute 40% of my income to my investment portfolio, and can't believe I have an investment portfolio. Who knew I would say this like last year? Crazy, right? And then cars. So cars, I spent a lot of money on my car this month in October, or last month in October, because I had a little issue. And if you follow me on Instagram, you probably would have seen this issue, but I had an issue with my Fiat. Of course, my Fiat is an older car because I got it in 2013 and I paid it off 2 years ago. It was my first debt my second debt that I paid off after my credit card before my student loan. So I own it flat out. It's my car. And for the first time, probably since I've owned it, I've had, I wouldn't say problems with it, but I had an issue with my engine. And I went to Fiat in Glendale, and basically they quoted me $1,100 to do not everything that needed to be done, but do like the important things so I wouldn't blow up and stuff. And I thought that was a lot of money. I'm not very familiar with cars. I don't know the questions to ask. That's just not something I'm educated on. And if I were in San Diego or in Hawaii, I'd ask my mom or my dad what they think. So I'm like totally not into the whole car situation. So I didn't know if that was a good quote or a bad quote. So I went to Instagram and asked, and everyone said that was probably overpriced. And then my dad said, if you go to a dealership, they'll probably increase the price on you 30%. However, I had a lot of Fiat owners message me and say that because Fiat is a relatively like unknown car in America, not too many outside mechanics know how to fix them, and that they would just recommend me going to Fiat and getting it done outright the first time correctly. So that is what I did. However, I did call a couple mechanics around my area. A few of them just didn't work on Fiats, which is, I understand. And one guy that I talked to quoted me about $300 less. Said he wasn't familiar with Fiat, but said he could probably still do the job. So after that, I kind of just decided to go with Fiat, even though it was an unexpected expense that I just didn't know I just didn't expect to pay. Fortunately, because your girl is finally financially independent, I had the money. And even though it was like a sticker shock to hear that I had to spend $1,000 on something that I didn't even want to spend my money on. I had it. I didn't have to go into my emergency fund, and my car is fine. And then that is everything that happened in October. For this month in November, I need to restart my sinking funds for next year. I kind of totally missed that along this entire year, that I forgot to restart my health insurance and then my car insurance for 2021. So I need to get on that. Also, this isn't in my budget because it's just such a small percentage of money that it was actually 0% when I actually did the percentage breakdown. But I am starting to pay for utilities. I'm paying for the internet. And something I'm going to do this month in November, because I totally forgot to do it in October, is just, again, if they allow me to, pay for the internet for the entire year. I'm not someone who likes to pay out monthly. If I can do it all in one, then I'm going to do it. That's just something I prefer. I like to see my bank account as clean as possible. So if I can prevent monthly payments, I prefer to do that. Yeah, that's it for the October budget, and then what to expect, or what I'm hoping to spend or not spend in November. Dining out will go down, groceries will go up, sinking funds will start to be built again, and home expenses will decrease significantly as well. And then since all of that is decreasing, donations will increase again as well. I'm Asia Dang. Thank you so much for watching this budget video. Y'all, we only have 2 more months left in the year. And I know we are so aggressively trying to get out of the mess that is 2020. But again, there's still 2 months left. Tell me whatever it is you want to accomplish in these last 2 months in the comment section. It can be anything, does not have to be financially related, but just let me know. All right, I am the prize. Woo! I'm Asia Dang. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next video. Bye.